What would the perfect Naruto game look like? Using a potential Shinobi Strikers 2 as our base, we're going to try and build the perfect Naruto game, and what I personally would love to see. I'd also be very interested in knowing what your guys' opinions are. Do you have similar ideas to me, or do you have completely different ideas? Do feel free to leave them in the comments as the video goes on. So, the very first thing I want to talk about, and for me one of the biggest things missed out on Shinobi Strikers 1, was a story mode. If you've never played Strikers before, the gameplay you can see over this video is the closest thing to a story mode this game has. Essentially, you go through different missions, through different rankings, and they have some kind of dialogue and cutscenes sometimes, but it's not really story driven. It's just individual missions and you go through and you unlock certain things as the game goes on. So let's talk about what the perfect story mode would look like in a game like Shinobi Strikers. Much like in the original game, you would start off creating your own character, except this time, you start off as a kid who's just enrolled into the Ninja Academy. And that's where the game begins. At the start of the original Naruto series, you're part of Naruto's class or another class, it does not matter, but you go through the same events in an almost like parallel kind of timeline, you could call it. So you go to the Ninja Academy, you would do the tuning exams, you would go maybe on the recovery Sasuke mission, or you'd be doing something related to that. You would then go into Naruto Shippuden, where you'd, battle against the Akatsuki, you would try and survive the Pain invasion, or maybe you can start from any village you want. Like imagine you're in the Cloud village, for example, and then you need to be on the lookout for the Akatsuki coming to try and kidnap Killer Bee, or any of the other villages where they have Jinchuriki. Imagine how cool that would be just to see it from their perspective. Although I think the Leaf village would definitely be the most interesting one, especially being just some random ninja who has to fight the different versions of Pain. How cool would that be? Then that goes right through to the Great Shinobi War. And then you either live or you die. Maybe if you die during that mission, that's it, the game just ends. How cool would that be? Like, you've done all of this stuff, you made all of these choices, and then it just ends there. Or you carry on and then you get some kind of post-credit scene where you're an older guy and you've got your own kids in the Boruto era. Again, just an idea, just almost like Xenoverse, where you're this random character who's now been put in this timeline. Just take away the time traveling aspect and it's just almost an alternate story. I feel like you could easily fit in another random character into these stories and it not be too weird. So that would be the overall plot of the game, but then you throw in the cutscenes, the same sort of quality as the Ninja Storm games, and then maybe a free roam adventure mode similar to Ninja Storm 1, or even better, Naruto Broken Bonds on the Xbox 360. A brilliant game. If none of you got to play that, by the way, it's definitely worth emulating or finding a way to play if you've still got an Xbox 360. Like, just to take you back to the Academy era real quick, imagine you have to attend classes which act as minigames, and you have to do quick time events and little minigames there, and that's how you unlock the basic jutsu, like clone jutsu, substitution jutsu. And then as you go on with senseis, you have similar mini-games where you're learning how to control your chakra. And then as the game goes on, you get multiple choices about what jutsu you can have. Or maybe it's just random. Maybe you get like an option of, I don't know, like 5 black boxes and you click one and that's the jutsu you get. And you just build your character throughout the story over the years. And then there's also ways where you can learn specific jutsu if you wanted to make a specific class. And again, just going back to the start of the game, really ramp up the customization. You can pick if you want to be born into a clan, or if you don't want to be born into a clan. So for example, you could start as like a Hyuga or a Nara, or just some random ninja who has no clan abilities, like no Kekkei Genkai. But if we're going to go off the original premise that we're going through the original Naruto storyline, obviously you couldn't pick an Uchiha like Sasuke and Itachi, and Obito would have to be the only ones currently alive. Which wouldn't be a bad thing, because let's be honest, most people would pick Uchiha. But obviously then when you go into the online element of the game, you can just be whatever you want, much like the original Strikers. And again, going back to that, what they could add next time, because I think they did a really good job with the combat in Strikers, but maybe add like a few more game modes, like a 1 versus 1 mode where you can just invite one of your friends and just have it out with them, and pick an arena of your choice, and using the combat style of Strikers, you have this competitive fighting mode. I know we've got the arena mode, but that's not quite what most of us want, and you can't do a 1 versus 1 as far as I'm aware on that. And again, the customization, for example, even going right down to your ninja tools or your summonings, everything like that, just really ramp it up, give us a good story mode, and then just build bigger and better versions of what we've already got. How amazing would that game be? I'm very interested in knowing, what are your guys' opinions? What would you add? What would your perfect Naruto game look like? Do let me know in the comments, guys. This was just a quick speculation video. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like, drop me a sub, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Look at yourself. That's the spot. Hey! Lightning flare! You aren't getting away! Go! Lightning blade! Sharingan! Scatter! You're wide open! Push the advantage! Lightning blade! This is nice! Sharingan! Over here! Enemy reinforcements! Lightning blade! Look at you! That's the spot! No escape! Lightning blade! You're wide open! Lightning blade! Scatter! I'm gonna...
What a wonderful situation. Damn it!
Lightning blade! Hey, Sharingan! You're wide open! Gotcha! Lightning blade! Gotcha! Take this! I'm gonna carve you up! Chakra scalpel! Scatter! Take this! Gotcha!
Seriously?
Lightning blade! Sharingan!
Nice try.
Feather illusion jutsu slice! Look at yourself! I'm gonna carve you up! Devastation! Take this! Wait! They're retreating! We won!
On!